Oh, okay. Enter my password wrong. So is this a standalone app or is it a utility? So what is it? 5 minutes and 3 minutes?
5 minutes. Give them a 1 minute finger, and then do 3 minutes. 3 minutes is like, don't worry about it. It's not a hard stop.
And then what do you set? Oh, full screen, open Apple.
You can do is you can sit here and highlight. There's one Jesus who stood up and like tear out. Same as the woman from Canada had a shirt that looked good too. You're not gonna want to look through that room.
Is it spacebar to start? Yeah.
By the end of it, like the other day, I was like, why did you walk in here?
Last year, they told us we could come in the city in 48 hours. Yeah. Tomorrow. $24. So they would do that and just stress this, and they have this thing, right? The 7
No, we'll say 24 hours, but we'll tell them now. Yeah. So yeah, my family is not.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, whole day. No, I figure after we're done, they'll come up and do it. So his sister's was around. I got it. I'll take Okay, so you're not going to do this right. My best friend, his sister's boyfriend. Do you want to introduce the prices?
Oh, you can do your normal thing.
I'm just putting them on here.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that.
Okay, so here, we should probably
It's not 2 desk spaces.
She told me 2 desk spaces.
for 1 month. Oh, okay. She has her baby there, and then it's basically like contact her. They have to redeem it within 3 months and start it. So we'll just let them.
But she's only gonna have to 2 months.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do it.
I'm qualified. I'll put it out, but qualified. I know. Sounds like a it feels
I'm gonna go walk around and make sure every chair. Oh, obsessed with that.
But I still don't want it. No, I'm going home to stay if anybody wants to come. So that's what the party's at. Absolutely. I don't know what kind of party you like, but I'm not there. I know there was a few like that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That chair right next to that. There's like, it should be some sort of yeah. No, you can slide that chair all the way over. I feel like this will be, we have to have some time. This chair
Okay, so you're right. See how I made it third, second. Sit up front. Start with just start up with this one. No, I wrote this one big part. So what I'm gonna do is help we're not gonna do it.
Well, worst case, yeah, I don't have one, but someone can email it to me and I know mine. Yeah. I have. You are. Yeah, in fact, actually, the last time we had I'll do that. I'll be fine. Just make sure you got it. We're just showing you. I'm gonna do this. So what did you do this week? Hey, Andy.
Well, I mean, that's kind of where it's I'm sorry, where are you working? I tried to. Yeah. Is that what All right, guys. So I want to have the judging sheets out before we do this. Looks so unprofessional.
Yes.
Thank you both for doing this. Perfectly running with it. Be as absolutely harsh as you would to your own employees. I know I am. So, my lovely judges, let's go run over everything. Patrick went over everything. Nobody's ever used the word lovely with Patrick. He is a big fan.
I call him a polar bear.
Yes. You should. So I have a 2-door report, and so nobody in my family is taller than me. I'm the tallest at 5'5". So somebody must have been in the passenger seat. And he's gotten in the car before, but it's always been the Patrick size. So he got in.
Just like all the way back.
Well, no, his head went straight up. And like, I had to actually move the first thing so that.
That is awesome.
Okay, so you guys have this. You guys should each have a pen. Water for each of you guys. We just put some in that box. You guys are good there. I don't know whose this is.
Big Andy or Patrick?
I'll leave it down. I have extra judging sheets if you need it. I'll be right over there.
Do you want to take this?
My company. It's still
You didn't have a notepad here, did you?
No.
Okay, they took it away. I was like, not sure if
Kurt, say hi to the computer. Adam Hahn might be watching.
Ask him Chris.
Put out.
No.
I was going to sit back too. Hey, all the judges. I'm going to sit back. I'm a good guy.
You're a good guy?
But you have to sit back to where you were.
Hey, can we have the remote from me?
Okay, once.
Yeah, word.
Do you want the podium in there? Do you want the podium in shot? Or just the full
No,
screen?
it's fine. It's
Okay.
I wanted the remote so I don't have to be at the podium. Actually, that would be awesome.
I did try to go home on one night. The night out of Halloween. But it was also like shut down the church.
I like when they ask me, because when they follow the directions, I'm like, why are they going the slowest way possible?
Well, yeah. Or at least I would prefer that they give me an option. Do you want to take this way or do you want to take this way? Instead of like, so where's, how are we going to go?
That's what you get with crowdsourcing.
Right.
I'm not with this. I some more drivers who like, yeah, you should be driving. Ever. For anything.
You're going through a whole lot of like validation too.
Yeah, I mean, in Chicago especially, we're competing too. A lot of one-way streets,
Oh yeah.
a lot of lower streets.
Right.
Like, we have lower Wacker,
Yeah,
lower
exactly, yeah.
lower Wacker. If you don't know what it is, because you can get lost easily or just stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're gonna get started in just a few minutes here. So, and I've got some instructions here. If you're sitting in the back, come up and join me a bit. Everybody try to move in, try to move a little bit to the center here. So no back seats should be filled. Leave those open for some people who may be coming in soon, but I need all of you guys to be up front here as much as you can.
And if you're on the edge of the road, move to the center of the road as well. You're gonna get cozy with your neighbor.
I answered sort of this 2.5 years ago. Like, I read a lot about it, decided to join, and then I jumped in with it.
That's good too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sort of becomes like a GP job.
It feels like underseen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see in Chicago.
You guys all have pens, or you're all good?
No, actually.
What was I gonna tell you? Oh, you want to tell them that they can look at this as a timer, and I'll kind of wave like that at 1 minute. Oh, okay, cool.
No. Ask some questions, and unfortunately, we didn't have one. So we told him to repeat the question. Okay. Okay. No, just one an exercise. Yeah. I just wanted to heads up in that sense.
Otherwise, it's amazing, actually. I do my sponsor bit right? Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
We just want it to be like friends share money. On lending single thing, on a really simple level. They don't have
Carlos, ask a favor. Do one quick run around and make sure nobody's straggling anywhere. Right?
But
Hey, Kirk, did you drink from that?
I drank from this.
Can I have this one?
Please. Thank you, sir. You're gonna need it.
You know, learn.
you want to wait? What? No, she's here for demo night. She's just here. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a member of Industrious, right?
Yeah, folks, if you can please find your seat, we're about to get started.
Great. Enjoy. Oh yeah, no worries. Well, we can't let you just pitch. Yeah, I think so. No reason. Don't blow it into the microphone, though.
I really wish.
That comes in the global startup survival bag.
Ryan, you got anything?
No. I already have a loud enough voice.
Ready to go? Carlos, you good?
I just found this thing in my bag. I've been doing that clap thing all weekend, and I'm like, why didn't I have it? So I wanted to use it once before we got started. So I was like, oh my God, they stopped talking. I'm not going to get loud again. That'll be fun. All right, and that hurt my ears. Like, oh, I'm going to put this down now. All right, guys, we're here. It's Sunday. Welcome to Startup Weekend Chicago presentation night. So welcome. Before we actually get started, though, a couple things. So the Wi-Fi here is Industrious. That's the name of it, and the code is all lowercase. Hive Office. I spelled office wrong. Wow. Hive Office 123. It's also up here behind me. And our Twitter handle is SW Chicago. Hashtag for today. There's two of them. There's SW Chi, CHI. And hashtag GSB 2014. We are in a global startup battle, so represent your city. Make sure you put every hashtag on there. Tweet out, put out everything you can on social media and represent us. Volunteers and organizers, you guys better be doing it for sure, all right? Take pictures, put it up, show them why Chicago's the best city, right? Yeah. All right, so just wanted to, first of all, let's give a round of applause, not me, but the rest of the organizing team. They did an amazing I actually made it worse for Patrick. I fixed the spelling of his name, and instead I think I deleted the whole thing. So it's spelled Farrar. So
Live 9.
Yeah, actually, Live 9 too. We really butchered your stuff this weekend, buddy. Sorry. So, but anyways, yeah, no, this organizing team is amazing. Has put on many events throughout the last few years. And you guys got all access to this space, all access to the resources you have, the food and everything else, so you could build great companies. So if you're ever interested in joining the organizing team or volunteering, let us know. Just email us at chicago@startupweekend.org. We're always looking for great people to help build this organization here. We couldn't do it without our sponsors. Alexis is in the back. Can we give her a round of applause? She is great is this space. space, right? Industrious is so amazing. Like, it just, I love all the access that we have. I love the layout and everything else, but more than anything else, we love the support we've gotten from them. And so we really want to thank them. Thank you, Alexis, and your entire team for everything you've done for us. So, absolutely. One more round of applause. The boot camp that was hosted yesterday to help you guys get a website up and giving you access to BizSpark tools through Microsoft. So Microsoft was a platinum sponsor as well, so they did an amazing job. MB Real Estate, always sponsoring our events. Every single time they've been there to help us sponsor at a gold level. And so I don't think Craig made it today, but he's not only a sponsor, but he's always gets his hands dirty and helps us out with food and anything else. He's like a triple threat: organization, sponsorship, facilitation, whatever you want. From the silver side, let's look at Patrick and give him a round of applause. Live 9, guys. He's out there helping you guys all weekend.
They coach it.
Yeah, we coach it. I believe that's what it is. So, Belly Acres provided your t-shirts that you got this weekend. They've always been a huge supporter. Context Media sponsored your meal on Friday and is one of the top digital startups to work in Chicago. So, and they're very much about being just supportive of this community that we have here in Chicago. General Assembly and the Starter League. So the Starter League is going to be offering some stuff within the prize section of things. And then General Assembly is also offering some prizes up as well, so it's great. I'm Nirav. You guys remember how to say that, I'm sure. This is more for the people who are here all weekend. And so it's been great facilitating for my own city. I've done it in other cities, but this has been an amazing experience. And no other better city in the world, right? How great were the coaches this weekend? I mean, did they do a really good job? We have not had this many coaches. We had an interesting problem this weekend. We had more coaches waiting to help a team than the other way around. Usually we're trying to grab them in every direction, but this time we had coaches all over the place. And so, and we really saw it from all the positive feedback we got from you guys as well. So this is just a handful of who showed up. We really appreciate all the support. And thank you to our volunteers for getting all of these coaches in this weekend. Our national sponsors, Sprint, Intuit, and who doesn't know what Post-it is anymore? You use every size Post-it that they have out there. Even your food was labeled with Post-it tape. So 3M has been a huge supporter of that, so we appreciate them. And for the winners tonight, there'll be some prize packages that'll help you survive with Post-it. So. AWSactivate.co was great support as well to get domain names and get some Amazon Web Services credits. Google for Entrepreneurs, $500 in cloud platform credit for all of our attendees, and Coca-Cola. We'll get the vitamin water in next time. So, but they've been a huge supporter nonetheless. So we kind of went over this on Friday, but for any newcomers, for any folks who are here for Demo Day, Startup Weekend is an organization that gets folks together in various cities and helps them put together companies within 54 hours. It was an organization that was started by Andrew Hyde in 2007. And from one event in Boulder, Colorado, it erupted into about 80 or 88 cities, in fact, I think. And that's when the organization was extended and turned into a 501c3 in Seattle, Washington. And since then, we've grown into an organization that has 480,000 alumni, 1,100 plus volunteers, and we're in over 500 cities. And again, I can't stress some of the places we've reached. You know, like I said, my favorite stories to tell are that we're in Kabul, Afghanistan, we're in Baghdad, Iraq. We hear all these other stories, but it's organizations like this that are creating a positive impact still in every part of the world. So this is how many cities have been doing GSP all weekend alongside you guys. So this is an insane map. I've never had this many cities whenever I facilitate. They give me 10 slots, so I put a picture of it. And so it's insane how many cities are doing it. We actually did a hangout yesterday with 7 other cities from around the world. We had Ireland in there, we had Kiev, we had a few other cities as well, and it was just amazing how everyone was working together at the same time. And so now, welcome to final presentations. Okay, I'm so bad at this. Hashtag SWShack. It's a new tag. Give me a break, you know. So, and so, welcome to the final presentations, guys. I went through everything else, so nobody better hashtag. All right. So I'll be the first one after you, and then we'll get on after you. But no, seriously, welcome to the final presentations. I I want to introduce three very I want to introduce three very special people tonight. The people who are going to be judging you. So first, if you could stand, yes, I'm going to make you do it. Kurt Lashley, the CTO of We Deliver. He's also an alum, and We Deliver was the winner from GSB 2 years ago. So to the date, in fact, I believe. So, and they're doing some great things here in Chicago now. Shruti Cruz. Shruti is over at Pinpoint Care, and she is the VP of product out there. And Jeff, I'm sorry, I did not ask this, but I'm going to try it. Jeff Miner? Munier. Okay, almost got there. Jeff Munier. I got to put a thing next to my name every time. So, and he's over at Shure as a product director. So we have very talented judges, very experienced judges, and they're going to be here to support you, but also rigorously tell you how you did this weekend and help you out where you need to go next. So just to kind of go over the basics again, what's my favorite level of judging criteria?
Validation.
Validation. Did your team get out and talk to customers? Are you actually solving a problem? What's your clear value proposition to that customer? And did you identify a specified target market? Execution and design. Did you work well as a team? Do you have a prototype? Paper is okay. That could be a prototype. Who knows if that's your product? Do you have an MVP to present? So something that you can demo. And design does matter. And the business model. So does your solution solve a core need? You know, the uniqueness of it, and how are you going to differentiate yourself from your competition? So did you identify competition? I know we did check-ins all weekend, not like you can go run off and do anything. So let's see what you guys did this weekend. Let's go over how pitching works.
New York City.
You know what, the next one has it, okay? So, teams basically, how many minutes do you get to pitch? And how much is Q&A?
3.
Where's the clock?
Here.
That's right. Ryan has the clock right up here, and he's got the laptop, and it is a massive 5 minutes. I've already exceeded it. And so that's kind of how it's going to work. So at this time, I'm going to ask the first team to go ahead and get on deck. And if you know what that means, I'm going to say the team that's on deck, what's going to happen is you're going to go ahead and plug in your laptop. We will try to do it during Q&A, but it's going to depend based on our space here. So, and then most importantly, while you're pitching, please, please, please have fun. We learned that on Friday. You guys have done extraordinary things this weekend. Make sure that you have fun with it. Everybody's done great stuff this weekend. Let's see what you built, all right? So it is time to pitch. And the first team that's up, the one that I just asked to get up, is going to be Subscribble, followed by Expecting Delivery, Start Small, Beer Man, Sweepstream. You can cheer for your team, by the way. Educators Evolved, Big Guru, and Skillet. All right? And the listing is up here as well, just so you know where you're at. And that being said, I'm going to go ahead and unplug before we go to the next slide. So if you give us just a couple minutes, we're going to get the first team set up.
You want to just hold on to that? You want to just hold it for the remote? Yeah, you want me to hold your computer? This needs to be plugged in.
Now it's fine.
Oh wait, what happened here?
Backing up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I will get the whistle out again. All right, so here's my only ask. All right, this entire time. When you're up here, I know you're not going to like it if other people are talking over you. You want them to listen to what you've done, and you want to show them what you've built. So let's be as respectful as we can to the folks that are up here, right? No whispering. Let's pay attention. Let's have a good time with this, okay? Let's see what your peers have built, what your community has built this weekend. That being said, let's introduce Subscribble.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Will, and we are
Subscribble!
So I want to introduce you guys to Sarah. Sarah's like millions of us out there. They're paying endless amounts of money every month for subscriptions, but she just doesn't have a way to manage it. So she's paying $20 every single month for a magazine that she doesn't even read anymore. She's trying to move next week, but has no way of updating her billing and mailing address and to tell all these companies about where she's going. And then finally, she's trying to unsubscribe for her gym membership, but it's taking her forever, and it's just such a hassle. So I've introduced you to Sarah. I want to introduce Sarah to Subscribble, a one-stop shop for your subscription management needs, allowing you to take control of all the subscriptions that you have and really understand where your money's going so you can track it and monitor it. So let's actually get into the product and see what we built. Sarah can register here on Subscribble with our free web app. And once she's in there, she's going to get a profile that shows all of her subscriptions in one place. Now, Sarah tends to forget, so she's going to use our email integration button that's going to pre-populate all the subscriptions that she has right here in one easy-to-use place for her to manage. In fact, she's even going to have all the information right here in front of her, and it's going to be pretty nice and helpful. She's going to have some data and some tracking and some metrics to really help her understand where the money's going. Now, Sarah can even unsubscribe with one easy click. Now, that was sort of where we ended with our product, right? But where we started on Friday was just with this concept. So we had to go out and validate it with the market. And the two things we realized was not only was this a pain point for people, but there wasn't anything out there for them. So when we were excited about the feedback, we knew we really had something with Subscribble, but we were ready to go forward with it. It was a fantastic product that you just saw. So when we talk about our target market, we think of two things. We think of young urban professionals that are a little bit more budget conscious, and they're going to see this as sort of cost-saving value. And then we talk about new families that might have a little bit more disposable income, but not enough time to really track and manage all their subscriptions. So for them, it's more of a time and hassle-saving product. And through some customer acquisition research and some market research, we came out for this amount of users over the next 6 months. And so it's a good number, but we understand how we're actually going to get to those users. So we talk a little bit about our go-to-market strategy, right? And all these users are living on the internet and living on social media. So targeted, relevant ads really focus in and understand what the value prop here is for everyone, how it's really saving them money, time, and hassle. Again, we have an integrated sharing program that after your first 5 subscriptions, we're going to suggest that you maybe share with 5 of your friends. I mean, you've got such a valuable time out of Subscribble. Maybe share with people that you care about and will understand the important how much this product's really helping you. And finally, we want to get to that touch point where they're getting their information from. So, popular tech blogs and finance blogs where our consumers are living, I think will really help with the word of mouth and promotion of Subscribble. So we're really excited about our business model, our multiple revenue streams. Every time you resubscribe to something on Subscribble or add a new subscription on our platform, we're going to get a small commission that will provoke cost per action. Additionally, we're going to have relevant targeted ads saying, hey, Will, your New York Times subscription is coming up in 6 months. If you want to resubscribe, here's a 10% discount. And then finally, once we build up all that information and data, we really think that understanding when people subscribe and how they unsubscribe, that's something that's going to be really valuable to the third-party marketing companies. And we think that's another great revenue stream for us here at Subscribble. Now we went out to the market and tried to understand what else is out there for people. And in terms of all the suites that we offer, the suite of features that we offer, the fact that it's free, web and mobile, unsubscribe right away, that we have analytics tied to it. Subscribble really comes out on top as the #1 product for your subscription management needs. And we were really excited about the team that we got to build it with. I mean, we have some rockstar developers, amazing designers, and some really savvy business people that are going to help bring Subscribble to the beginning of the product at the top of the market and really help it be the #1 premier subscription management service. Now, Sarah's doing a lot better now. She's managing her subscriptions a little bit more, saving money, and understanding where her money's going. And she's saving time and hassle. And you can too by logging on to subscribble.co and signing up for our beta. Thanks so much for your time. We'll take questions now. Got a big team here.
I'm impressed with your products and your team. The only question I have right now is a technical one. How are you guys getting the integrations with all these companies that actually fulfill unsubscribe requests?
Correct. So basically, if you see all the major platforms that you're subscribing to, all have their APIs tied in. So like Netflix, we don't have the Google API Google account ID through its API.
Mhm.
So when we have, of course, our primary focus on our privacy. So we just only scan the name and the expiration date and stuff which are being needed for, and that's it. And that's how we are tying on the other services through their APIs.
What about if you don't have an API?
We also give an option for the manual input. So if you have like New York Times subscription or something like that, again, your account will be there online. So
Okay.
we are banking on that right now.
Okay.
I have a question about sort of your repeat use for this and how you intend to sort of nudge people to come back to Subscribble. Is it a one-time, do you do it only?
One thing we're really excited about, and Denise had a great name for it, was a Subscribble snapshot. So the first of every month, you get a breakdown and understanding of all your subscriptions and where that money's going on the first of every month. And then additionally, as you're adding a subscription saying, hey, you just signed up for Sports Illustrated, here's an email reminding you to maybe add to a Subscribble account. So, you know, we're trying to hit numerous touch points on a product like this.
It sounds like you have a view of this being something that's potentially paid by the consumer themselves, and there's some other revenue streams associated with it. How much in your customer validation do you cover not just the experience of the benefit the customer gets, but the information that they're going to effectively be sharing with your service and the potential for that to be reused? How much does that get in the way of acquiring customers? Because really, people don't want their information used anymore than absolutely necessary.
Right, so we went out there to talk to validate on the street, so that we had that in-person interaction. And so out of 10 people that we talked to, 6 were families, and they were just bombarded with, because they have kids, with they don't have time. So they said they were very, very much looking forward to have that. And they also have like friends that are also young parents. So in that sense, they will share as well.
Yeah. Do you share with them? I mean, what were they presented as far as who would be paying for the service? What was the business proposition to them?
So after one of the questions in our surveys was, would you be willing to pay a fee for this? And we found out that, you know, despite all the value added, it wasn't something that people were willing to pay for until we, you know, maybe add some premium features to it. So that's why we sort of went the ad and affiliate marketing revenue program.
Time.
Thanks, guys. Great job.
I'm not going to cut them off if they're answering a question on 3 minutes.
Yeah. That was fun.
What?
That wasn't fun.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
I know. I didn't realize they had like all the devs in their group.
All right, folks. On deck, we need to have Start Small ready to go. So if I can have Start Small, go ahead and make their way around. And please give it up for Expecting Delivery.
Hi, my name is Shannon Hall, and I'm with Expecting Delivery. And the problem we're trying to solve today is the fact that women are looking for products, and vendors are trying to get the products to them, to the expectant mothers. The industry in total is about $3 billion, and recently there was a 10% year-over-year growth in the industry. So the way that we're going to come into the industry is through our product. In fact, judges, were you expecting a delivery today? These are the prototype boxes that we created this weekend, and they have 10 to 15 products curated based on the trimester that the woman is experiencing. For instance, one of the boxes has Mommy Pops, which is a solution for morning sickness. So that would be a box that they would get on the first trimester. Yes, I encourage you to open them and see what's inside. So all of these would be sample sizes in the box. So who would be, getting these boxes or purchasing the boxes? We went out on the streets. In fact, we had someone on the street the entire weekend surveying people to see if they were interested in this product. And we found that the average target audience is 25 to 34. They make $50,000 to $75,000 per year. And in fact, they have 6 friends that are currently expecting. So this is a big gifting opportunity for people. We also found that 13% of everybody we surveyed has never heard of this particular product or service before. So how are we going to acquire this person? So we've spent a lot of time actually on social media already, but 50% of our time will be on social media. We've acquired about 65 likes on Facebook already, and people have taken our survey through that service as well. But 25% of our time is also going to be cross-promotional programs and opportunities with these boutiques and other vendors that are interested in being within the box. And 25% is going to be with mommy bloggers, right? They already have an established network of people that we can cross-promote with as well. So this is a huge industry, and like I alluded to, 13% of people hadn't heard of this type of product. But as you can see, there are actually a lot of competitors. So we have indirect and direct competitors, but we're the only one that's going to offer a subscription offering that focuses on specific time periods within a woman's pregnancy by trimester. And we're also going to have a large market reach as well, which we've already seen in the marketplace. So you might be thinking, okay, how do you validate this idea, right? So even though 13% haven't heard of the product, 88% of the total people we surveyed were interested in purchasing the product. In fact, we already have emails for a waiting list that want this product in their hands. We also talked to vendors already. So 90% of the people were receptive to including some of their products within our boxes. And 20% have already supplied products, which you can see in the box. 40% of the people have actually given us contact information or put us in touch with their corporate headquarters or franchise owners. So as you can see, we definitely have a way to reach these people, but how are we going to make money off of this, right? So we anticipate that we can sell 200 boxes per month, and if we do so, we'll make $72,000 per year. We've broken out the cost per box based on shipping, acquisition, how to, putting it together, etc. So it comes out to be about $18. Now we're going to charge for subscription $30 per month, but we also have the option for a one-time box at $40, and we're also going to have a marketplace on our website. So when the mom actually receives the sample, she can go online and purchase the full price or full-size item. So where do we go from here, right? There's a huge industry, and we're currently only supplying 9 months worth of product, right? But we can continue the service after the child is born and give them specific and unique products for their child. We can also create customized boxes with those mommy bloggers I mentioned before as kind of a celebrity mom blog. We're going to show you what our website looks like. And I also want to introduce our team. We have AK, Craig, Simon, and Trisha. So this is an example of our website, or what it looks like right now. And we would be happy to take any questions at this time.
So if I'm following this correctly, this is an expectant mother subscribes to this for 9 months. What determines what goes in the box? Does she pick and choose what that is? Do you curate that for her? How does that work?
So we'll curate the products for her based on specific trimesters. So like I mentioned, the Mommy Pops is going to be something specific to morning sickness, which is in the first 3 months of a pregnancy. The actual target audience that we're looking to hit for the person that's actually going to be purchasing it is a friend or family member of the actual expecting mother.
So so how do you make money off of that? If there's a subscription, is it like a registry type of thing so that the friend and family member can purchase it for them?
So there are a couple ways of doing this. One, we figured we could sell it directly to the user, and they would be on a subscription basis, or we do set times. So you can buy a trimester's worth for a gift. So if you're looking for a baby shower gift and you want to get something for a friend, you can spend $90, maybe go in with 2 friends, spend $90 for 3 months of the pregnancy, because typically only be getting these if you get them as a gift for 2 trimesters, right? Because you won't find out for the first trimester from your friends.
Sure.
But you can still get them as gifts, something as gift registry.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an interesting concept and idea. It spins off a lot of things like Birchbox and that kind of stuff. I think your upsell opportunity is probably pretty tremendous if you can grow from here with babies and as kids grow and that kind of thing.
I'm wondering what the validation was like gifting a subscription. What did the market actually respond to say?
So that's why I think we came up with not only doing the subscription, but having the time frame gift. So you can buy a single box at kind of marked up price, or buy the trimester gift, because a lot of people aren't going to necessarily want to buy. You're not going to buy a Netflix subscription for your friend because you don't want to have they can keep it indefinitely.
Yeah.
So that's why we offered both subscription as well as a time frame.
Additionally, the gifter model came from our market validation, because the number of men that we talked to who were like, I have no clue what to give someone who's pregnant, was astounding. So really the gift is also allows us to target men.
Tell us a little bit more about your interaction with the retailers that were participating in this. Did they envision this being something that you would have to pay them for materials? Was it something that longer term, as your business grew, like what was that business arrangement like? What kinds of answers you get from them of other types of businesses that they're providing samples to, and how is that going to work for you, both logistically and handling all the material as well as cost?
Sure, great question. I think I'll just try to take it apart in a couple different ways. So one, we were targeting first of all local boutiques based on customer validation. One of the customer responses, overwhelmingly when we came back was saying, well, if you were presented between a choice of, say, Pampers or Johnson & Johnson products versus something that you didn't know that was local, they would all really, really be excited to open a box with a product or a brand that they had not seen before. So in going out and talking to those retailers specifically, they had a really positive response of they would love to potentially include products that they could into the box itself, depending on what they offered. Some of the retailers that we talked to were more service oriented, in which case we'd be offering coupons or discounts that they already provide in different channels or different avenues. In terms of some of the more major franchises, for instance, the Body Shop, they were more willing to just talk about negotiating in terms of just getting the products into the boxes themselves, potentially at a reduced rate. We didn't get into the specific details because at the time that I was going, I didn't have a box to bring with me or a finished product or a company to validate with them. So,
just one last piece to that point. There are a lot of companies out there already. So, for instance, the healthcare industry, we have a target demand. We know that we're going directly to a parent, and so the benefit of us is people will give us these products for free just to be able to get them to try a new product, because a lot of these new expecting mothers, this is their first, or they don't have brand loyalty to anything, and so they'll give us a little sample size just to put in the box.
Time.
Okay, I'm going to need your man on deck. You can meet me back there. And let's give it up for Start Small.
Hello, I'm Levi. This is Andrew, and we're here to tell you about the amazing service of Start Small. We believe that people want to learn a variety of different things, but don't think they have enough time. Our product finds that time. Let's take a look at the problem as we see it. Somebody's thinking, I'm a busy blank, and I want to learn blank, but I don't think I have enough time. In our example, I'm a busy nurse, and I want to learn ICD-10 codes, stress management, Epic software, ESL, or maybe Spanish, but I don't think I have enough time. With Start Small, you can learn a little to learn a lot. So let's get right in and look at the product. It can be delivered to you in a variety of different ways, including email or text, but we're gonna look at the in-app feature. So imagine you've signed up for the Spanish module, and you're walking to the elevator and you get a notification on your phone. There's a question from Start Small. What is the Spanish word for body? I've got a few minutes. Why don't I take this question? So I swipe, I go right into the app, just taking a few seconds to get right into a learning experience. In this case, how do I say body? I think the answer is cuerpo, so I'm gonna go ahead and select that. I got it right. It turns green to show that I got it correct. That wasn't too painful, and I've got a little bit more time, so I go on to another question. In this case, how do you say, where is the bathroom? I'm not so sure this time. So I select I select the top answer, and I got it wrong. It shows red to show I got it wrong. The correct answer is shown in green. Still have a little more time. I don't want to end on a bad note, so I'm going to do one more. Get into the next one. How do you say the left? I've got a hunch it's la izquierda, so I select that. I've got it right again. At any time throughout once I complete the lesson, I can see that I've got a confirmation page that shows me I've completed, showed me some badges that I've got along the way, shows me I can go on to the next lesson. At any time throughout the program, I can select to, just making sure this works here. At any time I can go to my page by selecting the bottom corner. I can track my progress in the lesson I'm learning. I can see statistics for the number of questions that I've been doing. I've got badges to track accomplishments. And I've got a social function down on the bottom where I can see my friends and what they're doing in the app.
To validate the market, we surveyed over 100 different individuals from an online questionnaire and in-person interviews. Of that surveyed population, 93% said that they would benefit from learning a little every day. 26% said that they have no time. Our product finds that time. Start Small's monthly subscription has free 30-day trial. It's $4.99 per one content area and $9.99 per unlimited content areas. Now, in doing our business model, we were looking into considering the acquisition costs, the acquisition rates, the retention rates, and the lifetime customer value. Now, an additional MVP analysis, in 4 hours, we had 25 people commit to saying that they would purchase the product when it's ready. You scale that up, that's over 18,000 free customers for free in the first year. Now with our $175,000 customer acquisition cost, that is projecting 32,000 customers in year one and over 50,000 customers in year three. We need $250,000 to launch Start Small. By year three, that will be $1.1 million in revenue, $190,000 in net income. But it doesn't stop there, because our vision for expansion increases covering multiple professions and various levels of content. We can have social integration with Facebook and Twitter to tie the gamification aspect of the My Page. We can have higher education implementation. We can have B2B utilization for corporate training. Start small. Learn a little to learn a lot.
And at this point, we'd like to open it up for questions.
So tell us a little bit more about what types of content in your customer validation people were attracted to. And tell us a little bit more about what people view their other options to be in those cases. Because obviously, something in places like Rosetta Stone is very different than something in places that very highly technical training program or something like that.
Absolutely. So in our customer validation, we had asked these individuals what would they want to learn in a little bit of time. A lot of them said language. I believe the percentage was around 75%. I can pull that number if needed. And we asked them what language. The top ones were Spanish, German, French, and Italian. So we had that as one module for just specific languages. We wanted to cover various topics for them. So that could be, software for various companies. They have proprietary knowledge. They want their employees to have a training program that just nudges them a little bit, doesn't lock them in a room for a few hours. So there were, various languages that we were thinking of throwing in potentially as an open source model.
We did, I'll follow up on that. We did research to see, we're starting our MVP by going in nurses. This is a very distinguished market segment that we can go after. And so we did research to see what areas of content nurses would be interested in learning about. So we picked the 5 areas that we showed at the beginning of the slide. So the rollout plan is once we accomplish a certain percentage of that marketplace, then we can go on to accountants, then we can go on to IT professionals, then we can go on to whatever. And then the minimum ad would be a minimum 5 additional content areas per additional busy professional that we added to our lineup.
So if your target is sort of the professional person who needs to sort of up their game in their business, I have 2 questions. One is sort of how do you stay current and have accurate information and content that you're curating to these folks? What's your source of that? And then the other piece is, if I am a nurse and I do complete ICD-10 training successfully, how does my employer know about that? Do I get a certificate, or is it just something that I do like on my own free time kind of thing?
That was an interesting concept that we looked at because Duolingo apparently has a certification program, but how do you validate that kind of certification? So we contemplated that, and we thought that that a lot of our costs would be acquiring content. So that's where a lot of the money is going. But if we wanted to get more content, it scatters across the board.
Would you partner with somebody to get that content, or are you creating that content?
No, we're both acquiring the content and then we're moderating it, we're creating it. So, for example, for the Spanish content, we're buying it from, there's a real easy source is textbook providers. They already have multiple choice test banks that you can purchase from them. So that's a very quick source of the multiple choice. All of our push questions are all multiple choice questions. So we're getting from textbook providers to get that content, and then for more specific content like the codes, we would design that based on with our moderators. A third of our budget goes towards content creation.
Time. We have 3 viewers.
Oh, nice.
Give a shout out to the 3 viewers.
Oh yeah.
Here, man.
Beer man at bat.
All right, so before we actually move on, I got a message from my co-organizer here, Ryan. Let's give a shout out to the 3 viewers that are watching on Google Hangouts around the world. Myself, all right? Other people. Patrick, you? All right, so we're going to be moving on now with Beer Man off deck and up to bat. Yeah, so, and SweetStream is going to be on deck. So let's make sure SweetStream is back there ready to go. All right, guys, let's give it up for Beer Man.
Hi, my name is Meredith, and I'm here to talk to you about Beer Man. Beer Man is an idea that was born at Wrigley Field amongst me and a working Wrigley Field beer vendor. With his help, I identified a problem. The problem is, in case you didn't know, beer vendors are independent resellers of the beer that they buy from the concession company at Wrigley Field. The problem? They only take cash. And I asked, when I was talking to the beer vendor and asking, why don't you take credit card payments? He said, there's no avenue for them to do that. So if you don't have cash or you run out of cash because you're drinking a lot of beer, you have to go to the concession stand. What's the problem? The problem there is when you go to the concession stand, you're cutting out the vendor, the reseller completely. And we don't want that. We want a way to seamlessly move the tradition of the beer vending and the vendors walking around into the future with our technology. So here's the solution we came up with. We made an app for the vendor side and an app for the fan side. And this app works similar to Uber. You request a beer from your seat. The vendors can then see the beers that have been requested, accept the request, and make their way over to you and sell you the beer. It's an electronic payment system entered with your credit card or bank account information, and the payment is instant upon confirmation of delivery from the beer man. Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about money for the vendors first. In order to
pitch to the vendors and get them to come on board with us, we project that we can increase their sales, the whole entire sales of beer at Wrigley Field by 30%. And 40% of those increased sales would be on credit card. So you might be asking, why can't they just buy a Square and swipe the credit card or use some other system that's in place already? The biggest problem with attaching something like Square, not only is it a cumbersome extra device on their phone, but also you don't want, as a user, to have to pass your credit card and ID down an aisle of people together to the beer vendor. That's a huge security issue. And the problem with services like PayPal is they don't have an app that helps the beer vendors connect with their own customers and increase their sales. And that's what we've done with our app. In terms of validation, I have 2 contacts of beer vendors. Like I said, obviously this idea was born with a beer vendor, and another friend of mine who's a beer vendor. And they're very into it and they want it. And when we pitch it to the beer vendors themselves, we have a survey, and in our survey from customers, 100% of people that go to sports games and buy beer want this app and would use this app to buy more beer than they did before. Okay, now we can talk about how we're going to make money. We've come up with a model where we take 1% from every sale, and we project that in the first season we can make $20,000, and by the third season at Wrigley we would make $85,000. That might seem small, but keep in mind, this is just the beer vendors just at Wrigley Field. So that's what these numbers reflect. There's also hot dog vendors, Pepsi vendors, cotton candy vendors there, and as you all know, might not be Cubs fans, there's stadiums all over the country in tons of different sports. So this is very scalable. But we're starting with the Wrigley Field beer vendors. It's local, it's a great market for us, and it's a time-old tradition with the vendors. So let's do an experience demo. I'm gonna do it for the dishes. So when you sign up your first time, you can either manually enter the credit card information or you can just scan it with a photo with pictures and it'll enter the information for you. You confirm with your zip code. And so I'm wondering, what do you guys want? Izzy soda, Jones soda, or ginger beer? You guys have to decide all together. Just pick one. Ginger beer. Ginger beer? Okay, so, all right. So this is a non-alcoholic demo. So we have an 18-year-old on our team. So you pick what you want. Let's do 4 so we can all drink together. So we encourage high tipping in order to reduce the cost from the vendor, because this is all about keeping money in the vendor's pockets. So we encourage high tipping, which has always been done at Wrigley in a cash basis. So then you confirm, and it's waiting, it's loading. The beer vendor on his side of the app is now looking. He sees it's coming. It's confirmed, and now you see a picture of the vendor that's coming. His name, Basil, and here he comes, bringing our beer. And when you confirm, and he confirms, the payment is then made. Sorry, the payment is then made. And we can all drink and have a great time.
Great time.
Questions? Oh, I wanted to introduce the team. I'm Meredith, this is Quan Wei, this is Jeffrey, and this is Basil.
So great that you guys actually came at this from both the customer side and the beer vendor side, both from the origin idea and this. Tell us about some of the things that you have already kind of rolled into your workflow that would otherwise kind of stymie you using this. Things like 2 beers per person, or what kinds of input have you already tried to roll in as part of the development process?
Well, the 2 beer per person rule, it is per person, not per transaction. So the 3 of you are all sitting together at Wrigley Field. One of you could purchase 6 beers on your credit card. The vendor would just check all of your IDs. So with credit cards, the 2 beer limit is still there, but like I said, it is per person.
The only other thing with this is that just from the beer vendor's perspective, they are going to have to basically front the cash to buy the beer from the park, and then kind of, so for the course of a game, if he was successful to sell $5,000 in beer, they'd have to have $5,000 in cash they don't get after the game once the transactions are clear. Any discussion of that with your vendors and any kind of concern from them? That's how that would work.
Right. So that system's already in place. They buy the beer ahead of time, and because they're buying it from the concession company, they would be able to buy it electronically, like on their credit card, and then pay it back at the end of the day.
when you were researching your competition, did you think about the new sort of self-serve beer options that are coming up in various parks? So brewers, Milwaukee Brewers have you buy a $20 prepaid card and you go self-serve your beer yourself?
Yeah, the MLB is implementing a lot of different things, not just that, which is cool. And that's, that's like craft brews. You can just do a couple ounces if you just want. That's sort of different. And that cuts out the vendors. All that money is going to the concessions. They also have MLB at bat. You can order at a high premium. You can order food to your seat, but it completely cuts out the vendors. All the money is going to MLB, to the concession stands, to the owners of the field. And that's why we're all moving. Technology is the present and future. We want to keep the vendors around and give them a way to move into the future with us and with MLB and what they're doing, and not get completely cut out of the equation.
Not only that, but we also thought about moving this to other spaces, right? Like, I mean, if you're at Disneyland, right, and you want a drink, right, and there's a vendor who's in the area, and they can find you, right? So.
I think anywhere with beer, cash transaction with beer. So.
Or resellers, someone buying from a company and then resellers.
A question I had regarding this. You're building a two-sided network here, right? So exactly how are you growing that network? Because you need to have your vendors who are using the app. You need to have your consumers who are using the app. As you're growing, you're going to have a lot of consumers who aren't even aware of the app or using it. A lot of vendors who have signed up, but they're not actually getting any sales.
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep them interested and engaged as you grow?
Yeah, so one thing, the big thing is the vendors self-promoting. This is a service for them to make more sales. So they want their customers to use this app. And especially at Wrigley, they're very friendly. These people have been around for years. They talk to you. They're going to talk, the vendors I talk to, they're going to tell all the customers they sell beer to, hey, you want to make this easier? Let's do it on the app. So, yeah, that's how we solve that problem.
Okay. Otherwise, they lose sales.
Yeah, if they're not telling people about it, then they will lose sales. But they use our service to gain sales. So, yay, everyone wins.
That makes sense. Yeah, I forgot about that break.
Do you need a break? Are you good? Otherwise, we can churn right through. You guys are good. Need a break then? Okay.
We got 4 now. Well, we posted it on the alumni link. I posted it on my Facebook. I mean, my old teammates from when I competed always email me for updates, so maybe it's one of them, or I don't know.
I know a company who did this as well.
Oh, I showed up on the camera and somebody dropped off.
Did they?
And they shut them down. They just wanted the app.
Did it just overheat?
No, power shut off.
Yeah, pretty good. It's nice not to be pressed for time.
Yeah. It's good if it just moves.
Can I go ahead and get educators involved in the standby area of that?
And we're back. Nirav is the projector whisperer. I didn't even think of the upsell after the fact. They're going to donate. Yeah, right. They're going to donate all this stuff, and then they'll give them a rip after. I didn't realize they were building that in. That's cool.
Yeah.
So this one has huge guitar.
It's got legs.
It has legs.
Yeah. It's my first email tomorrow morning.
It's got legs.
I'm one of those legs. Oh, I love Prezzies.
If anything, this idea is going to be.
By the way, we're up to 4 viewers now on Hangout. Please tell me we're still 4.
We were at 5 until Andy looked at it.
Which one of you turned it off? Somebody can go on, it's okay. Let's get to 10, you know? Also, guys, let's make sure we're putting out social media. Who's tweeting? Who's hashtagging?
Do you want to install the desktop version and then come next? Yeah, we'll just pull you, get yourself set up over there. No worries. We don't want you to present without that. If you can't get it going in the by the end of the next one, email it to one of us and we'll put it on our computer for you. We'll get it sorted out.
Next group, you guys are going to go now.
Jumping ahead.
Yeah. All right, guys. Technical difficulties. I tried to make up something I couldn't. So we're going to go ahead and get the next team up. So we've got educators involved up here right now. We're still evolved educator. I'm sorry. So I am a tired facilitator right now. So this was screaming on Twitter.
Gotcha.
Great. Okay.
All right, guys, evolved educator. Give them a round of applause.
Hi there, I'm Michelle, and I am a Chicago public school teacher. I've been teaching for 17 years, and my idea here is called Evolved Educator. It's 21st century resources for innovative teachers. It's a community, a marketplace, and planning tools. So, first of all, there's been a major shift in education over the past couple of years. There's been a 180-degree turn on how teachers teach. There's many, many reasons, but one of the biggest is that technology, more affordable technology, access to the internet has pushed teachers to have to go out to the internet to curate information, and textbooks are pretty much a thing of the past at this point. So what has happened for teachers, you know, they're not required, they don't use a textbook anymore with a teacher manual and all of that, and they spend hours and hours, and actually research shows that the average teacher spends about 500 hours a year planning. I personally get less than 60 hours as part of my work requirements that I'm paid for. And so they're spending just so much time scouring the internet, looking for resources just to curate information. So the idea here is to have a community. There's two components here. One is free, where teachers use our planning tool that we created actually this weekend. They can go and search and buy plans that other teachers have created. If they choose that free option, there would be an additional fee at the end when they go to check out, and then they can read the blog. There's a premium component where teachers would pay $5 a month to be included in the marketplace where they can sell their plans, and then they would also be included in circles, kind of like Google Hangouts, but organized where they can collaborate with other teachers. Like, I am the only teacher in my school who teaches what I teach. It's very lonesome. So, have we validated this? Yes. I have about 1,000 Twitter followers as part of my professional learning experience. They're all teachers or teacher related. I've tweeted out 2 different surveys. One, I received 77 responses, and a little less than 50% of those said they would be interested in going to the marketplace to buy and sell plans. And then a follow-up survey, I asked, would you pay $5 a month to have access to that? And you can see 54% of the people said yes out of 28 people. And this one shows that 45% of the teachers who responded spend more than $400 a year out of their own pocket on their classroom. And the people who spend more than $500, I asked how much. Some of them were in the thousands. There we go. So customer acquisition, we would use the Google model of how Gmail, if you remember how Gmail got people to move from their old email into Gmail, where they sent special invitations, and then those people got special invitations to move on to invite their friends. The business model, we have $5 a month for membership, $10 added for people who choose to participate for free. The long term is to private brand it to districts, evaluation services, kind of consulting for teachers who need help writing. And so let's show you what we did this weekend. What? Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is our unit creation tool. And so just to let you know, I have spent hours and hours trying to match up what I'm doing with these are standards, these are national standards that teachers are required to match. So what we created, you can move these tools over here to show what's included. You can add a video, you can add a PDF file or any kind of other objects. And then here, you see, so he's typing students will work, and if we say, here,
time.
Okay.
You've got experience doing this, and obviously it's a big core. We've got kids in schools, and the schools are really trying to rally around any tool they can get their hands on to do some of this. How promising do you think it is to get the grassroots from a teacher level tool like this adopted by the districts, or how much this is going to truly be driven by the districts? You should be focusing your time and attention marketing to the districts themselves, not to the teachers.
From my experience, and I have kids too, and I do not live in the district where I work, and then I know other people, the teachers really push for how things are done, and then the district follows that. So that's really the standards are set, what the students are supposed to learn, and then how that happens, that is up to the teacher. So that's how that works. Teachers, they have a lot of, they can make a lot of calls. Anybody else?
Is there a level of standardization of the units? Because you're going to get teachers from all over the country and all over the world who are contributing modules, right? So how would a teacher, say, in Chicago, know that a unit that is created by a teacher in Texas is applicable in their classroom?
So this is the standardization. So then this goes with when teachers are typing in specific words that match up with the standards, and these are national standards. Then what happens is then this is populated. So the teacher's coming up with the activity and the learning experience, and then the standards are then popping up, because this matching up the learning experience with the standards also takes an unbelievable amount of time. I mean, just last week I was required to sit for 3 hours and match that up, and I still wasn't done. And I also did it many hours over the summer. I'm still not finished. So, so this component right here, this is the national standard that would work for everybody. And like something like students will work in groups. That's something that everybody says. That's just how you phrase it. That no matter what.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
So is this sort of an algorithm-driven thing then, based on what the teacher is typing in? It's sort of searching to find. Are you matching to this standard?
Exactly.
How do you know? How are you validating that, like, what their unit is actually meeting a standard, or is it just guiding them to that?
So there's keywords that the teacher should be using to make sure that you're meeting the standards. So if you're going to say develop and model, there's actually standards that say develop and model. And if they're not saying that, then it's not going to be populated. They need to revisit what they're doing. So because writing all of this in a way that meets these standards, that's a huge skill. It's very challenging. A lot of people are really struggling with it. So when they're writing things properly, it will populate. Otherwise, it will ask them.
Time.
That has a lot of the product. That algorithm.
Yes. All right, folks. We're getting through the night pretty well here. We're going to keep moving along. We got Fit Guru up here, and I'm going to need Skillet to be on deck. If I can, just leave me back there. But other than that, let's give it up for Fit Guru.
Hi everyone, I'm Sid, this is Adi, and we are Fit Guru. We're here to solve a problem. And the problem is that I don't have a six-pack. I have had a personal trainer for 6 months. I work out regularly with him, but still I don't have a six-pack. And the reason is that my personal trainer has no idea what I eat or the workouts that I do when I'm not with him. So it's very discouraging, and I might quit soon. And what does that do? What that does is personal trainer like Simon, who is a member of our team, he might lose a customer and he might lose a lot of money. So, and Simon is not the only one, not the only personal trainer with that problem. The problem of not being able to retain customers because they can't follow people's diet or workouts. We went out and surveyed 10 personal fitness trainers and found out that 80% of them have the exact same problem and would love a solution that would help them retain customers. So what's the solution? The solution is we came up with is a cross-platform apps that would do 3 things. First, the trainer would be able to manage clients. Second, the trainee would be able to add in manage diet, and the trainer would be able to see it seamlessly. And third, the trainer would be able to add in workouts that the trainee can see and follow it. So it allows for a seamless collaboration between a trainee and trainer so that the trainee can reach the fitness goal and I can have a six-pack pretty much. We work on a minimal viable product, and Adi is going to walk us through that.
How's it going, guys? So this is the mobilely responsive web app that our development team created this weekend. We're going to walk you through the trainer interface for this application. So as soon as you log in, you're going to get a feed of what your clients have been doing recently. This is good to make sure that your clients are on track with what's been talked about during the training sessions that you're having. So if we go over here to clients, you're going to get a short little bio, and when you click on a client, you get to see their exercise history. Now, as a trainer, you're allowed to go in and add exercises. Now, this area on top is all populated with recent workouts, and you can also go in and put custom workouts in, and then go ahead and put your weight in. Let's say this guy squatted like 700 pounds, right? And then save it. And so the other aspect of the client profile that you can see that's very important is the client populated diet section, right? This is important because, you know, since abs or lack thereof are made in the kitchen, right? So this way you can see what your client is eating, and it builds a very transparent relationship with your client in relation to both diet and exercise. We also have some housekeeping and you know, account management type stuff. A lot more is being built out in our future steps. Goes back to you, sir.
Thank you. So, I mean, I know the first question you'll ask is, so how much money are you making and how are you making the money? I want you guys to focus on the middle part. So there are around 300,000 personal trainers in the US, and we want to go after them. From our survey, what we found out was that people are willing to pay $39 per month for a service like that. So that's what we'll be charging. And how are we going to acquire customers? That's another question, I'm pretty sure. It's feet on the streets. We have a sales force of 4 people, me, Adi, Simon, and Scott. We will directly go to the gyms and also talk to personal trainers, private personal trainers, and get them to use our product by letting them know by telling them that this will help them reach customers. We have a great team of business and technical folks that will be working on this, and we are really excited about that. The next step is to pretty much create and have get early adopters. Simon will be using the app with his clients as well, so we'll get feedback from that. And that will make me have a six-pack, and you know, Simon's going to reach a customer and be happy. We are Fit Guru. Please go to fitguru.co and follow us on Twitter at FitGuruApp. Thank you so much.
Question about the data input. So is it self-reported by the customer, or are you integrating with other apps or grocery shopping cards or something that people use so that it's not all self-reported and possibly incorrect?
So, good question. We're going to depend on a client to be honest about it, because if he's eating cheeseburgers, he's not going to get a six-pack, right? But as far as pulling the data, we have found nutritional databases that we can integrate with. So that data is available for us to pull. So anytime, like, great search function to find what the caloric value is of a cheeseburger and then add that in. Does that answer the question?
A little bit, yeah.
Actually, that question I've got, a follow-up question. Have you looked at apps like Noom and on Android where users are self-reporting their exercise, what they're eating? There's actually a big drop-off in reporting over time. So how would you engage the clients that to report this information and then basically have the trainers actually input that info? Because from what it looks like, there's a lot of reporting going on. Why do we need the app? If you're logging yourself, you can tell your trainer on a notepad or something. Yeah.
So I mean, that's why I don't have six because I put it on a notepad. My trainer doesn't look at it really. Yeah. You know, my trainer puts the workout on a notepad and that just disappears somewhere. So this app, where if I don't put my food in, for example, my trainer can text me and tell me, he said, I didn't see your breakfast in today. And that's something we found out that trainers are willing to do, and that way, I think that'll help me put in my food and be regular with it. But right now, the app's out there right now where a trainer cannot look at it. You just, you know, like you said, after a month or so, you stop adding in the food, and that way you won't get a six-pack.
Can I expand on that? So, a big point of sale here is the value proposition associated with collaborating transparently between your trainer and the client. If the client is going to start putting BS in, they're not going to see results, right? So ultimately, like the value here is the collaborative effort between the two.
Last question. This is a really busy space for lots of different reasons. The tracking apps that are part of like the Fitbit style things, the tracking apps that lose it, And then I think we've been part of Startup Movements here where I think almost everyone there is a fitness trainer application. Regardless of the validity of the idea and regardless about the tack you're taking, how do you get above the noise in this space in your customer acquisition strategy, your marketing strategy to get attention? What is a pretty crowded area?
Again, streamlining the interaction between the client and the trainer. This kind of provides like a one-stop shop for all of that information to be in one place and readily accessible along kind of the same plane for both the trainer and the client, right? So that's the differentiator that we've seen. We haven't seen any applications during our competitive analysis that makes it that easy for everybody to gain access to the exact same thing. Everybody being the two parties of the trainer and the client.
Time. Why don't we just have them do the web-based version?
All right, guys. Is everybody hashtagging? Everybody tweeting? Everybody social mediating? What other words can I use? Facebooking? Pinteresting? Can we Pinterest this? This would be amazing if we Pinterested this. Yeah, right? They're right here. So, all right, well, we're going to keep rolling with the presentations. Let's give it up for Skillet.
Hi everyone, we're Skillet. I'm Mai, Mark, and Logan. So when I was a kid, my friends and I would hear about something new and interesting, such as rock climbing, and we would want to find out more about it. But it's really hard to access something that you don't really know that much about, and you just want a little taste to see if you'd like it. Community colleges offer classes, but then you commit to 6 to 8 weeks, and then that cost builds up over time. Another way you could explore new interests would be to go online, check out a video, but it felt super impersonal to learn something new on a screen. And we felt that as we grew older, that problem really didn't change. So we decided to develop an online marketplace where people can go online and sign up for in-person classes that are taught by members of the community, similar to a company called Dabble that you may have heard of. But we realized that this problem started out for kids and that problem hasn't changed today for kids. So we decided to partner up with local organizations and local professionals who would teach these kids skills that they want to learn for free. And using the money that we generated from our Dabble side, we could help cover things like resources they would need or supplies they would need to successfully teach these kids these lessons. In that sense, we're almost like a Tom model, buy one, get one. So we believe that we'll be successful because there's already an existing marketplace. Social education is an $8 billion industry. A lot of it is largely untapped. One of our competitors to date has managed to recruit 600,000 students to take classes in person. Also, the instructors that we surveyed, a lot of them said that they were happy to jump onto another platform as long as the percentage that we took from the payment the students gave them remained low. Another thing we felt was that a lot of our competitors have moved to a completely all online platform such as Skillshare. And we feel that the best way to learn is hands-on. We think people want to connect together, they want to feel that they're part of a community. Another thing we thought really made us different was that we gave people a chance to bring a social impact. People like the idea that not only could they pursue their hobby, but by doing that, they could also fund free classes for students. And so the people we surveyed said that they were more inclined to sign up for a class if they knew that that money was going toward a social cause. And people who are already using our competitors said that they would be more willing to jump onto our platform if we were offering the same classes around the same price point. And like what the heck, you're gonna help a kid. So we want to show you what the product could look like, and there are 3 pathways onto the product. The first way is as an instructor. You sign on, you define your class, you tell the community what you're offering, and you define your price point. Another way is as a high school student. You log on, you tell us what you want to learn, and we match you up with professionals who are going to teach you these skills for free. But the thing we really want to show you today is the side that we're going to monetize, which is if you log on as an adult. You're going to log into our website, and you're going to be able to see what classes that we offer, which classes that are popular. You're going to be able to see our instructors and reviews that other students have left behind so that you know that you're getting the most on your money. You'll also be able to look at courses, price points, and filter through it, just like you would with any other website. Taking a look at our competitors, there's a lot of competitors in our arena, but we felt that when we evaluated them, they were always missing one component or another. For instance, most of our competitors, they were either completely online, or if they offered free classes, they were online and not hands-on. Finally, out of all our competitors, we felt that we took the lowest percentage out of all the instructors. It's a really good slide, I promise you. Okay. And then we want to show you our business model. So we would take a commission on every transaction between student and instructor. Based on what we studied, we felt that we could incentivize our instructors to self-recruit their own students, and that way we would take a smaller cut. So if a student went on, put a promo code, we would only take 20%. Whereas if a student went onto our website and organically found the course, we would take 30%, which still is one of the lower percentages that companies take out of all the online education marketing classes. And then we would use that money along with partnerships in the community to help fund these free classes for students. Some of the people that we talk to include Target and Nextdoor, and not only do they volunteer community funds, but also volunteers who are willing to teach these classes. So we would be happy to answer any questions, and our philosophy is learn to give.
Try to tell us again one more time. I'm a little confused about the social aspect of it, but then as a platform for an instructor to monetize their skills. Like, as concise as you can, why this over any other way of marketing means that just a professional is a way to spreading the knowledge of their service to a local community.
Yeah, so the way to think about it is essentially we're just an online marketplace where you go on, you sign up to take a class, you know, something like a hobby. It's very similar to Dabble, which is why we frequently refer to them. And that's what it is. But, you know, when we go further than that, we're going to take a percentage of what the instructor gets, and we're going to use that to help fund these free classes for students. So there's just that social component to it, you know, and we're not like taking anything away just because we're doing that extra step.
So on a margin of 20 or 30%, what does that mean to profitability for you? Do you see this as being a profit-based business, or is this a nonprofit?
Just because we're funding these free, when I say funding these free classes, I'm saying we're covering any thing that will pop up. Like, you know, if these volunteers say, oh, these kids, they want to take cooking class, I need some money for food. But when we talked to our volunteers and, you know, like Chicago Public Schools, like I was a Chicago Public School teacher, they said, you know, we have dead space after school. Like we have all these classrooms, so you have free facilities. A lot of our local partners said, you know, we are willing to give you these supplies for free, or they found that, like, you know, if students like this, like if they liked rock climbing with our gym, they might come back later and then sign up and, you know, pay to take these classes. So there was an incentive for them to partner up with us, and that also differentiated us from Dabble, which doesn't, you know, partner up with local organizations.
Did you ask any potential customers, if they would be willing to pay more for the class if they knew that a portion of that money was going towards either funding a totally different class or?
So yeah, most of the people that we asked said that they would be willing to pay more, but, you know, like not like an enormous fund, but, you know, like if they were going to pay $20, they were willing to go to $30 or $40 because they knew that money was going to a social cause. Like a small minority said, you know, like I really just care about how much classes cost. I don't care about that social aspect. That was like a really small minority of people.
But we do think that you may be able to get a larger potential amount of people interested in it because of that a social element. So you may be able to offset some of the aspects that get taken away by social by having a greater amount of people.
Great, and the people we surveyed that had heard of like Dabble and things like that, but aren't involved in it, that now they were more inclined to sign up for a class because now they know that it could help a kid as well.
You mentioned earlier that the majority of people prefer an in-person class. Can you give me a percentage on that? Like, what numbers you interviewed?
Yeah, no, I guess we would have to do like customer validation.
So the reason I asked,
yeah.
I know a company like this called Clutch Prep. They do tutoring with students. I was all in person, and recently it moved online, and they did customer validation with their many customers over 3 years, and they asked them which they preferred, and they said they actually rather the online because it's more flexible, it's more convenient. In person actually costs them a lot more to set up, have a space, and then everybody has to be there at the same time.
I think that's a great point. I'm a teacher, and so I did survey some of my former students. The people who are going online for this flexibility, that's a different target than, you know, like so I use the example of rock climbing, because I feel like that's a great example. You can go online and see someone rock climb, but then if you were to go in person and try to tie that knot and climb up, it's not that safe. Like, you'd rather try it in person, right? So it's completely, I think, different market. You know, they're going to go for us for different skills versus going online for different skills.
It's like cooking where you get a lot of money, you're really able to gain that muscle memory.
Right, and you're going to realize how hot that stuff is as a parent. Yeah, as opposed to like watching them do it.
Okay, time.
All right, guys, so we've got one more team that's going to come up here. They're just figuring something out. Apparently, the entire Prezi company crashed while we were doing a startup weekend. That's what happens during GSB. All these students so,
that is ridiculous.
They are absolutely a fighting team. Proud of them. They're going to come up here and do their thing. So, but before we do that, I want to do a little activity. I've been dying to do this actually, and I swear I've just been waiting for some sort of moment to do it. Everyone pull out your phones. Seriously. Everybody get your phones out. Quick, take a picture of me. No. Actually, disqualified judge, right over there. No, but seriously, everybody who has Twitter or Facebook, put something up about what you enjoyed the most about this weekend, or something you learned, or anything from this weekend. One quick post, hashtag it, SWShy, GSB 2014. Kim Kardashian broke the internet. Let's break the internet too. Let's break social media today, right now.
Her ass broke the internet.
You know what? I can't say that. She broke though, but seriously, let's do one big hashtag. I'm gonna do one right now.
SWShy, GSB 2014.
SWShy and GSB 2014.
I don't get her. She
Anybody who does
advocates for
SW
women's
York City,
rights,
I'm coming
then
after you.
objectifies herself on the cover of the magazine.
Kardashian breaks Prezi.
Yeah, right.
And nobody make any Kardashian references to me.
Kurt heard that she's the one that crashed the internet.
She broke
Prezi.
Oh my God! Breaking news: Kim Kardashian broke Prezi. That's what happened. Kurt said it, not me. It's not mine. It's hashtag SWShy and CHI and hashtag GSB 2014. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to break the internet. Absolutely, whatever you want. I'm doing mine right now. I'm taking a picture of all you guys.
What's the internet?
What's the internet? Al Gore invented it.
It's a series of twos.
Was it at a startup weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. What was it? First startup weekend.
Right, startup weekend, China.
Are the judges out doing something too?
Prezi.
Kurt, where's your phone? Ryan, where's your phone?
It's dead.
It's dead. Mrs. Judge is going to have to do everything for
Doing
us.
it all for you.
That's what it is.
Judge Mom.
Judge Mom as well.
So they're going to come and just talk about what's going on.
Hey.
See what we can do. The deck is shut. So.
We got our team back here ready to go. Okay. You guys keep hashtagging for just a moment here.
I was just able to log into Prezi. Do you want to try logging in?
Login is fine. It's the presentation.
Do you want me to try one time on my computer real quick?
I tried on mine already.
Okay.
All right.
You guys will be fine.
Yeah. We've won competitions with our slides.
Raise funding.
Yeah. You've raised money without even asking me to.
All right, guys. Has everybody done their hashtags? Everyone did their social media? Okay, that's what my parents said, by the way. They call it social media. I don't understand that. All right, so you know what? Like, there's always the different types of things that take place, but it really takes a courageous team to get up here and still show you what they did, and they're going to be able to do that tonight. So one massive round of applause for each.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry about the messing up with some technical issues. And also, we have sad news. We actually started with a team with 3 people, 1 designer, 1 developer, and 1 marketer. But the designer had to leave our team and go back to Indiana yesterday. So we don't even have logo. This is my best effort to create a logo. So our product is TweetStream. It's in one word, it's related to Twitter. So we everyone know that the companies are using Twitter for their marketing effort. And I found a couple of good statistics. So average number of tweets per day by the top 100 global brands on Twitter is 12. So top 100 global brands are making 12 tweets per day on average. That is almost more than one per hour during the off hours, right? However, I also found out that 54% of top 100 global brands that send less than 1 ad to reply. You guys know that how reply works, right? Less than 1 reply per day on Twitter. So those 2 information shows us that the companies are tweeting something to power the huge ocean, but probably that's not reaching to the ideal targeted audience. That's a problem we were trying to solve, and we believe that our product solves the problem. Yes, there are many Twitter marketing tools available. For example, DataShift, this one, had got a partnership with one of the mega ad agency called Publicis, because Publicis didn't have much effort in this is Publicis, by the way. So they have social media marketing things, but they don't have much about the big data with social media. And we are focusing on Twitter, and we are trying to solve that part. I think seeing is believing. So I'd like to pass my mic to Lucas.
Can I get a few keywords from the audience, please?
Jello.
Startup weekend.
Baseball. Shoes.
Startup.
Okay, so basically what I'm doing right now is I'm opening up a raw stream of Twitter data that's flowing through publicly, and I'm capturing it right now. So right now it's going into a database that I'm about to log into. You guys know my password. Okay, so right now we're collecting tweets. We have about almost 6,000 already, and it's been only 45 seconds. Now, this is pretty impressive. We got validated by Adidas already, a Fortune 500 company that wants to be our customer. So that's impressive, but right now this is a linear database, and what I think is impressive is using algorithms to find out more than you could find out just by using keywords. I don't really understand it because it involves a lot of mathematics, but I think it's really going to set us apart from Publicis and DataShift, which basically does exactly what I'm doing right now. So I think that's what sets our product apart from our competitors, which are Publicis and DataShift and many others. But we're going to be using algorithms and things like that to use facial recognition to determine whether or not Twitter user is male or female. We can find out what their lifestyle habits are, political views, you know, basically trends, what kind of brands they buy, stuff like that. I'm really sorry we don't have the presentation to go along with what we're talking about because of. Thank you.
But like the technologies which you guys have presented here, I actually built some of this before. What exactly is your mechanism to getting access into the Twitter firehose?
Well, Twitter provides an open API so that any developer can you can basically integrate with their platform.
Well,
and it's okay.
But Twitter only gives you access to 1% of their tweets. Twitter firehose is actually restricted to everyone else. So there's this, they pay like up to $1 million a month for access to the firehose. How are you looking at getting access to unrestricted data like that?
Well, we are already.
Yeah.
Actually, so it's free. I'm sorry. Am I misunderstanding the question?
I don't think they're connected to the API.
Let's talk about customer. And so obviously the customer to this is a brand manager or anybody that's trying to analyze traffic. But what is the service you're providing them that they're not getting elsewhere, and what's the mechanism that you're going to use to monetize that? Is it a monthly subscription? Is it what's the basic business model for the trend?
Well, it's monthly subscription. She can talk about that. But mainly what they want is they want to increase their audience. And what we do is we increase their audience and increase their followers, but not only increase their followers on Twitter with just alone, but we increase their followers with followers that they need and followers that are going to follow them back. So when they post on their timeline, their followers are going to be real people. And that's important because over half of Twitter is just robots. So you want to answer this question?
And about the monetizing or revenue stream part, we're thinking about monthly based subscription with partially fixed, partially variable, because I think that it still depends on the skills of marketing managers how to pick the relevant word to find people. So I don't want to limit the number of searches they can run on this certain plans. So I made a fix, like it's like a day plan for the smartphone. Fix a month, and after that it goes a little bit. But I think based on the value-based pricing model, I think the pricing we're trying to charge makes sense, which is 700 per month per account, and after 500 searches, $1 per additional searches. And then I can show you the calculation if you want.
Time for one last question if you want.
You mentioned, I think I heard you correctly, about Adidas. So what kind of customer validation did you do in terms of why did you ask if they're using anything like DataSift or Publicis, and why would they want to switch over to you? Did they indicate?
Well, actually, I've been working with API for a while, and I met her at an event, and I was just networking with her, and I told, you know, she seemed to have an interest in marketing. I didn't know she worked for Adidas. So I'm sitting there showing her, you know, stuff I could do with streaming and stuff like that. And she says, you know, hey, type in, you know, like, can you show me works? Before I said I can already. She said, can you show me works? So I was like, well, yeah. She initially said she just wanted to hire me as a pilot program. And then I said, well, I can show you right now. And she told me to type in like 4 keywords, and a few minutes later I had like 1,600 accounts, and she was like, can I follow those right now? And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, I want to be your first client. So, then she handed me the card. I didn't even know she was like the Adidas vice president, you know, so that was what we wanted to do. So.
All right. What's that over this weekend?
Last question. I guess.
When you three are ready, we can go back.
Yeah.
All right, guys. First things first. These lovely 3 people are going to go back and deliberate. So we're going to let them do that. Clap as loud as you can. This is your last chance before they get down there. All right. Well, while they're back there, all right, clap once if you can hear me. Twice if you can hear me. All right. So while they're back there, I keep talking to you because you know you love my voice. Congrats, you did it. You finished. We're going to ask all the participants to stay over here because that side is off limits except for the restroom break. So that being said, let's talk about just learn something. I want to hear from the audience. You know, stand up, speak up. What did you guys learn this weekend? Yeah, back there.
That not every single piece that you make along the way is something you're going to use, but you can definitely learn from it. We shot video of validation, and we thought we were so pumped when we got back, and that wasn't in our presentation. We didn't use it. We didn't need a Prezi. I'm really glad we didn't. But we spent an hour or more on a Prezi and didn't use it. So for us, I think it was learning those pivot moments where like we had a great coaching moment where we had our whole presentation outlined and we were drilling that in. It probably would end up being a 25-minute presentation. So we're like, nope, cut, 6 slide, you know. So learning what you don't need along the way was really important.
Okay, that's awesome. That's great. What else? Yeah.
Learn that every idea is valuable.
Every idea is valuable.
Everyone's word needs to be taken into consideration. Don't overlap any thoughts.
All right. It's teamwork. It's not just about one person, it's about the team, right? Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. and let's think about that for a moment. The right team is different for each person, right? I mean, it comes down to there's no such thing as necessarily the wrong team from a universal perspective, but it's about what fits with you and who you fit with. And that's something you can find right away. Startup Weekend is truly about helping you with any realm of startup information you need, and one of them is building a team. It's not always right the first time. You know, sometimes it's destiny. You meet that person right here. It's like every other relationship out there, I guess. But you know, it really does come down to a team and building that. So I saw a hand up here. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really amazed how the team came together, how the team built it, and also how everyone found their task to do. And I really think it was an amazing experience.
Let me ask you guys a question. That's an interesting point. How many of you looked at me like, this guy's nuts? He wants us to build something in 2 days. How many thought that wasn't even possible? Yeah, you guys think I'm nuts. That's great. I'm going to tell the judges that too. That's awesome. They'll probably go with it. SW your city. But no, in all seriousness, how many people are just amazed with what they did in 2 days? Not even. Less than 48 hours when you think about it, right? Give yourself a round of applause. 48 hours. I am most proud of each and every one of you because you did something, and I posted it too. You validated. Every single one of you went out and talked to people, and you got percentages, you got numbers, you got real data that shows that people want to use your product. And the other thing, you built something. Every single person here showed that you built something. Or you really faked it well, because I think everyone built something. So either way, you're a winner because of that. So yeah, does anyone have anything else they want to add to it before we move on? Yeah.
I learned what is the next skill, what I want to learn.
What you want to learn, okay. Okay. You know what, that's actually what I did. I honestly, I love building an iPhone app when I was at a startup weekend, and I went to go learn that afterwards. It's an amazing feeling when you learn something you didn't know. So, yeah, no, that's awesome. I saw one more hand up. We can go, yeah, Maya's back there.
I learned a lot of things from the user experience.
Okay.
More about product management.
Awesome. Yes, it is absolutely important to take into account that you might think the idea is good, but it is the user that defines whether that idea really works. I'll tell you a quick story. I had a great idea. My friend Nate from Mobile Makers and I loved oatmeal. And that's all we could afford to eat when we were taking Mobile Makers because we couldn't have jobs at the time. And so I thought of an idea. I want to open an oatmeal bar, kind of like, you know, a frozen yogurt bar. Not the bars, but an actual oatmeal bar. And Nate's response to me was, nah, you get a ton of customers if they have no money. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a horrible thing to say to an idea. But when I put it out there, 9 out of 10 people said they would never go to my oatmeal bar. It was really sad. So, but you know what? It was validation. And since then, I've had pivot ideas from 25 different cities who have asked me, oh, you should do this, you should do that. So, hey, maybe one day there'll be an oatmeal bar. But user experience and respecting the customer is absolutely important. No, I think there's, okay, one more. Yeah, no, go for it. Go for it. Since you raised your hand, I'm good. Go for it.
I was just going to say, yeah, customer validation was just such a rewarding experience. I think it was really helpful for the expected delivery team as well to just go out there, and at a time where we were losing some kind of steam as we were trying to work through a lot of details, to hear the passion coming back from people that we were trying to sell to, basically saying, hey, this is a great idea, I wish I thought of it first, can you think of these other things? And probably had the most intense discussion I've had in my life in the past week at Walgreens at the baby section with a man who actually wasn't looking for baby products at the time anyway, so.
Probably changed his life a little bit too.
He came and liked our Facebook page, so I'll take that, yeah.
No, and that's just it. And how exciting is it when somebody says, oh my God, I would love to use that product. Isn't that amazing? So, no, you guys learned so much, and I know there's so many more things out there. As we, finish up the night, you guys get a chance to socialize and network and kind of collect information. Stay in touch and keep talking about everything you're learning through these experiences, and keep building things. Go build more companies. Let's make Chicago the top city in the world when it comes to entrepreneurship. Absolutely. So let's do a couple thank yous here quickly. So first of all, thank you to you guys. That's you right up there. You guys are the global community, and without you, there would be no startup weekend. We need people who want to come to these things in order to host one. So give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are amazing. microphone, Carmen. I know that all you guys know how to use it. Now it's not working for me. Judges, coaches, the judges are back there, but how about the coaches, the speakers, the sponsors? Everybody made this night possible. And I think a couple of the organizers are missing, but Patrick's over there. So, you know, organizers, let's give a round of applause to all the organizers. So let's talk about what's next. 12%, that's the average right now. We'll continue with the idea. 12%. We want that number to go up, but the reality is after this weekend, a lot of folks leave wondering what's next. They'll get excited. The first day, we're doing this. The second day, maybe. Third day, this got in the way. It's very important that you realize that these were the 8 ideas from almost 40 ideas that were pitched on Friday that are left in Chicago. Keep working on that. You've already gone through so many validation phases. Do not let yourselves get down, or do not let other things boggle it down. Work on it at your own pace, but make sure that you constantly keep working on it. Let's get that number up to 100%. All right? Teams are greater than ideas. It is really important to get together with the team and talk to them. I've had questions all weekend. How do we decide how the team moves forward? And if anybody comes to me with equity questions, I'm just going to be like this. I absolutely have no idea how to talk to you about equity in a sense. And that's because of the fact that equity is something that happens over time. But these are questions that you're going to have. My answer to you, talk to your team. That's where the honesty and the truth lies. So make sure that you understand the teams are greater than the ideas. And lastly, and I promise this is meant to be positive, you will fail, and that's okay. Failing faster is a term that we use in entrepreneurship. And failing faster is absolutely something that we live by in Startup Weekend. All that means is you're learning faster and you're churning things out faster. That's what's important about failing. It's how's that saying go? You got to fall in order to learn how to get up. And that's pretty much what failing faster goes by. Please don't do it forever, but learn from your mistakes. Don't get bogged down and say, this is it. I've had so many people tell me, oh my God, that idea is never going to work. And guess what? It did. But that's because you have to take the commentary and the criticism that you receive, and you actually have to move on and say, they're telling me something about the idea doesn't work. There's ways that I can make it work otherwise. Or there's ways I can change it. Or there's, what can I do to the idea? What's the word I'm looking for that I said is dangerous, but you're going to fall in love with at some point? What do you do with the idea if it doesn't work? Pivot. Pivoting is so much fun for me right now. Before I dreaded it. But now I actually, I look forward to it. It's a challenge and I love it. So just remember, it's okay to fall. It's how you get up that matters. I love this organization because it gives me the chance to talk to people. It gives us the chance to organize events like this. And this is what it's comprised of. Up Global is comprised of 4 different realms. Education Entrepreneurs, formerly known as Startup Education. Startup Next. That's a program that's going to be launching hopefully soon here in Chicago, and they exist in other cities around the world. They take teams from here. They take this right here, and we move it to the next level to prepare you for things like incubators, accelerators, and funding. Startup Digest. We have one in Chicago. It curates all the different things that are going, different events, different information that's taking place in the startup community, and it puts it into one area. So look up Startup Digest and look up Chicago. Every type of event you might want to attend and every type of resource you want to find is going to be on there. And Startup Week, it's powered by Chase, which is a home brand here for Chicago, and we hope to bring it here at some point. Startup Week is something that's taking place right now in many different cities. Little Rock just went through it, in fact, the city that I facilitated in before. And it's a week-long set of events that are dedicated to what Up Global is about and all the different things that we can do to share and grow. The community did a lot for you guys this weekend. And so it's time to show the community some love. Help organize the next event here. Chicago at startupweekend.org. Email us if you want to be an organizer, a mentor, a volunteer, or you just want to come and hang out. Apparently we're going to get together and do some sort of pop-up soon. Potlucky? Yeah, there it is.
Sore spot.
Attend the next event in your city, insert date. Oh God, that's horrible. Believe it or not, I don't have a date for the next event. Somebody email me and let's get the next event going. So we're going to have it this weekend. So we can do another one tomorrow, but it's Monday. So, and so Startup Week, right? And check out other events in your city, startupdigest.com. There's a lot of things that happen in this city. It's not just about Startup Weekend. We have so many different spaces around here that are hosting so many different events. Go learn about entrepreneurship. And absolutely, come check out Industrious. I'm sure they host a lot of events. Alexis? Absolutely, there we go. And anything, and you know what? I'm telling you, this place is awesome for office space. So when I can afford one, I'm coming to get one. So there you go. So, lastly, we love you. Absolutely. There's no doubt. We absolutely love you. Before I move on, I saw a hand go up back there.
I just want you guys to know, from the bottom of my heart, this weekend has been amazing. You guys inspired me to do what I do. So take it and pat yourself on the back. Like, these 8 ideas that were pitched today, it's awesome. Take the next step. We can just go out there and just remember, you can do this. Like, this was just the toe of the pool. Take the dive. Do me a favor, pat each one of yourselves on the back. Thank you so much for this weekend.
The quote was, don't laugh at me, don't laugh at me. This is how much I made it up. Curiosity is only the start of the journey. That's how you guys came in on Friday. I knew what the base of it was. Yeah. Just didn't remember the wording. Passion is what gets you through it. And hopefully you've developed some type of a passion. Are all of you going to go out there and start the next billion-dollar venture? Maybe if you want to. Are some of you interested in maybe joining a startup and lending your efforts? Absolutely. Are some of you interested in starting something from a social circle? You know, like something that's nonprofit maybe? Anything like that? Yeah. It's about what you create. Things can even happen. I'm going to go to work tomorrow and we're going to talk about entrepreneurship. There's things that you can develop within even the places you work at today. But let the passion drive how you get through it. And you've earned that this weekend. You now have a permanent light that guides you through that path. So keep that going. All right? Now, we got some fun stuff coming up as I really speak through this. We got some prizes coming up. We're going to go through the winners, of course, in a moment. But Microsoft also sponsored us with a raffle. Yeah. And you get this little guy over here, Microsoft Band. That's pretty awesome. So we have a winner. I'm going to need a little bit of help. Whatever noise you can make, I'm going to need a little drum roll here. And the winner is Stacy McCaskill. So Stacy, I'm going to come up here. And I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of you. Unfortunately, I don't have the band on me. They're going to mail it to you. Yeah, you can pretend if you like. I'm going to have you stand in front of the picture here. I'm going to actually take a picture of you while we do this. Apparently, they don't trust me. I'm not allowed to hold anything from Microsoft, so it's one of those things. So go ahead and let's see if I can get some light on you here. I'm going to get the flash on. And all right, we got a picture. Give a round of applause. We got the Microsoft band. All right, let's see if that picture came out okay. Making sure, of course, I'm not going to make her walk back. Let's see here. So I'm going to go over the prizes you guys are going to be eligible for tonight for the top 3 teams that place. Ryan will cover them again as he gets back up here. I just got a message that our judges are having so much fun deliberating, and it was so close that they're still deliberating. So that's how good you guys did. It's a good thing. It's a good problem to have. First world problems. So prizes. 3rd place. Automatic entry into Global Startup Battle. Who knows what Global Startup Battle is? I did a horrible job explaining that, didn't I, this weekend? Wow. So Global Startup Battle, as we talked about before, 2 weekends where you have the most Startup Weekend events happening across the world. All right? And what ends up happening is that the top 3 teams, there's 2 ways to get into Global Startup Battle. One is automatic entry through attending a GSB event. We are an official GSB event. The top 3 teams get entry into Global Startup Battle. Within 24 hours of receiving your prize, you need to post a video to the Global Startup Battle site showcasing your product. We'll be sending you instructions and whatnot. Hey, we run faster. 54 hours to build, 24 hours to keep moving. And so, and after that, you're going to be entered into a pool of companies that took the top 3 spots across the world. You'll be battling companies that came about from everywhere around the world. And so from that, there's going to be a panel of judges worldwide that are going to actually be picking the winners. And there's a plethora of prizes. I believe it's $50,000. I'm not sure though exactly. There's undisclosed amount of cash. I'm thinking of past prizes, but basically an extreme amount of viewpoints basically from around the world in terms of investors and supporters. And so it's a big honor. Amazing judges. Yep. Yep. There is one of our judges is actually from Shark Tank, Damon. So so it's a big deal. Oh, that's right. Patrick did the study on the GSP stuff, so. We've also got a law strategy session with DP Legal. You might have met their lawyers this weekend as they came by. Do things legally. It's a way to build a company. So, you know, we don't support illegal stuff. So, you also will be getting, each member of your team will get a copy of Unlabeled by Mark Ecko. It is a great book. I've already read it about 3 years ago. So, they provided us enough copies for the entire group of winning teams. And finally, the ultimate GSB survival kit. That's right. I'm gonna get in the video here. Not every city did this, but we did. We built you a survival kit. Yeah. Second place gets most of the things from third place, and along with a basic business dev and dev console from Live9. Patrick, sponsoring a prize. And so, yeah, so second place will also be entered into Global Startup Battle as well, the Law Strategy Session with DP Legal, Unlabeled from Mark Ecko, and the Ultimate GSP Survival Kit. And first place gets automatic entry also to GSB. 2 desk spaces at Industrious, and I believe Alexis, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's either 1 desk space for 2 months or 2 desk spaces for a month, but it equates out to the value of 2 desk spaces. Yep. And so she'll be giving you instructions on how to do that, to claim that within the first 3 months. And also, they've provided something really cool. You got a trophy cup. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Stipulation is I keep them up, so you get the paper inside. Internet Marketing Consult and Strategy Session from Internet Marketing Chicago. So marketing consulting firm out here, which Ryan is a part of. So Ryan was great enough to sponsor a prize for us there. Patrick, wow, basic business dev console from Live9 again. Wow, 2 prizes, I love it. And then Law Strategy Session with DP Legal, Ecko's book Unlabeled, and the Ultimate GSP Survival Kit. So we got some things lined up for you guys. Right? I'm going to check my phone. It's been buzzing here. I've been ignoring it. Let's see if they actually have figured it out. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. In the meantime, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and mingle a bit, stretch your legs, take a break, grab a bathroom break, and we'll be back with you just all. Ryan's, Patrick's got something. You know what? Why don't we do that while they're judging? Let's play a new game.
It's called Let's Make This Place Cleaner Than We Found It on Friday.
In 5 minutes, go. Leave the chairs away. Leave the chairs where they're at. Pick up your garbage, grab all your stuff, clean up the room so that they're ready to go. We will grab you guys back.
I'm still Jason and have to change.
Looks good, okay, cool.
Solution
for that.
Oh no. Wait, you guys did an auction last time? Where did I get it? Oh, this shirt? Oh, dude. Yeah, it is. So I got this shirt from no, really nice shop.
Jessica for coming. Yeah, so this is made by Ironheart, which is
4 minutes, guys. 4 minutes to clean up your spots.
as you can see from the
Yeah, yeah. I saw that.
Dude, so I've had this shirt for like 6 years. And I've worn it more or less once a week for 6 years.
Folks from Subscribble, you can go ahead and go back there and help clean up your spots as well. Looks like there's still some stuff back there.
It's my favorite shirt. It's my lucky shirt. If I can have one shot, guys.
You're all like concerned and sweating bullets. You put your down on?
Well, you did great too. Good job moderating everything. A+.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Oh, the horse Pilates. Shoot. Yeah, okay. So my contact is
Yeah, I have an iPhone 4 charger before, which I think wasn't sound.
Do you want my phone number or? Yeah, we can. Okay, I'll give you. Okay, cool. Well, my email is my name. And it's my name. Well, now you got to order. Okay, wait, I have a story about that. Sorry, that's not mine. When I was so the guy that I'm working with is he's currently advising a startup. There's this really neat stuff with machine learning to target push notifications to individual users. And the two types of leads on that project were the co-founders of the insurance. Yeah, they started the insurance contract like as a side project within Microsoft. And there's two stores. Yeah, so I'm working on Hackers House. I'm a consultant around and I love talking about and I'm also no, I'm not a great one. And I know a lot of really good friends. You were part of the really giant team, right? I really like this. I think you guys have really strong. There's a couple of things that there's still left to look at. And the answer in my mind is you know, how are we going to get access to it? And since we automated to yeah, because it's clicking through the, like by clicking on the subscribe on the dashboard, in your example, what I'm saying is, I never want to see that. I didn't even see the video. But that would be my only, that would be my and like, you know, there's some design that you guys can do. You know, the logo needs to work. You know, it does like a technical team. That makes sense. So it's like it looks like it's so like yeah, no, but it's still you're still a service that can be used, right? And there's certain like style conventions around logo design for like web apps and websites. You know, I'm not saying the logo wasn't bad, right? Yeah. So again, it's just like figuring out what the available modern, you know, like that. Oh my god! Holy shit, you use striking line? Yeah. Hey, that's like I was friends with college. Oh, I want to know. I really want to know. So basically, there's a front end. So if you don't really email or CSS,
All right, folks, I've been told that we have about a minute before our judges will be coming back into the room, so let's make sure we cleaned everything up.
I still love design.
Yeah, I look a little different. I don't know.
I prefer this.
It's better. It's better.
All right, guys, down to 1 minute. I just got a message. Security's bringing them back through. Let's go ahead and grab a seat if we've gone ahead and grabbed our stuff and cleaned up. We're going to be playing one more game after this is all done, put away the chairs. So we're going to have Alexis lead us with that one. It's a fun game. We play songs while we do it. Patrick says that we found an extra charger back there. It looks like an iPhone 4 charger.
My new eBay auction item.
Oh, nice. Patrick's new eBay auction item.
Looks like a LG chart that you're on board on it.
$3. Do I have $3?
On the
Anywhere.
wall in the back office. Awesome. You want to play it or you want to buy it on eBay?
$3. Beer man. I'm hearing that you did not win the game. We cleaned up the beer man space. Oh.
They're all drinking beer.
Technique slippers now. You guys can get rid of it again. It just costs too much. Alright guys, if you cleaned up your space, go ahead and grab a seat. A couple folks from the Beer Man squad can maybe run back quickly and grab their things from here. Great. I have a feeling the judges and I'll go right back. Okay. In that case, then I apologize for sending everybody back.
Do you have any awesome stories you want to share?
What is the weirdest startup you've heard pitch ever?
I'm not allowed to say.
It's under NDA.
Those are actually my initials, believe it or not. So yes, I'm actually but let me think of. Let me think about it. What would be? I can't say it at all, really.
No.
The doctor one, right?
Which one? You can do the inbox.
Oh, you know what? Hey, you know what? Actually, big round of applause for the judges. All right, let's get our judges up here. We're gonna do this. One by one. We're gonna read the prize slides for you guys one more time, and then I'm gonna pass it over to a judge. So we're gonna go third, second, and first. So you want to line up in that order. And
There's still 3 viewers. Thank you for viewing our stream.
Thank you for viewing our stream. How many did we hit? 5?
We did hit 5.
We hit 5. All right, cool. So you guys can turn your phones off now if you're watching. It's all good. You're live. All right. So for the happy stream, meet our judges, and so.
Oh, we just lost one.
Oh no. I want somebody in this audience. All right. So here we go. Let's before we lose any more, let's label our prizes. So third place, automatic entry to Global Startup Battle, which we went over before. Law strategy session with DP Legal. They were your some of your mentors this weekend. Mark Echo's book titled Unlabel for each of the team members. And the ultimate GSB survival kit. And I'm going to pass it over to Shruti to talk about the winner. Replacement.
Third place winner, yes. So for third place, the winner is Subscribble. Really thought you had a really cohesive team, and you all really came together. And the product that you demonstrated, the minimum viable product, seemed really sophisticated. We liked the fact that you could integrate with all those different.
You mentioned the big team.
Big team. But we really think you guys had a lot of potential there. Within a short amount of time, came up with something really interesting and creative, and most importantly, you identified a problem that most people have, but probably didn't realize it yet. And so there's a huge untapped potential. Good job.
All right, for second place then, we've got, you know what, for the purpose of space, I'm gonna either have you guys step in or step out. And we'll take team pictures thereafter. For second place, another automatic entry into Global Startup Battle. The basic business dev and dev console from Live9, Patrick, my man back there. A law strategy session with DP Legal. Mark Echo's book on label, and another ultimate GSB survival kit. I'm gonna pass it over to Jeff.
And the winner for the second place position is Beer Man. It's pretty rare in states that you've got an opportunity to have both a consumer play, but also play to a small independent business owner, which is the beer vendor. That really seems like it's pretty unencumbered by other factors. And it's something that I think you guys have the ability to kind of bootstrap and grow, paying attention to the workflow, and you obviously the trust in the financial transaction, but we thought you really guys had a promise to build upon the idea and something to take forward. You really don't have a lot of impediments in the way of growing ahead. So keep it up and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so first place, automatic entry into Global Startup Battle. 2 desk spaces at Industrious, which we went over. Thank you to Alexis. You know, it's either one. We'll talk details later. Okay, cool. Internet marketing consult and strategy session from Internet Marketing Chicago. Ryan Irwin, right over here. And another biz dev and dev consult from Live9. Law strategy session with DP Legal, Echo's book on label, and the ultimate GSB survival kit. And also mugs for the team members from Industrious as well. I'm going to pass it over to the man who won GSB Chicago 2 years ago, and a very special team member still for SW Chicago. I'll pass it over to Kurt Lashley.
Yeah, Kurt.
I'm actually really excited about the team at one. I'm in digital space, so it's fitting. I expect delivery as our winner.
Winner.
What we liked about you guys is that you identified a market that is clear. I mean, you had your customers really validated. You had your price points validated. We love your team. Like there was no questions in the back. We said express delivery, put that down. Like okay, let's talk about 2 and 3, right? So we love what you guys are doing, and we're excited about the delivery of your product and your service into the marketplace.
Thanks.
Okay?
All right, so that's your GSB Startup Weekend Event 2014. Before anybody disperses, do any of the organizers have messages for anyone?
Stay for the team, everyone picture.
So team picture. Secondly, please, please, please collect all your prizes. I don't want to take any of them home, neither does Ryan. So everybody make sure you collect your prizes. And finally, you know, stick around, mingle for the, are we doing an after event at all? Or?
Yeah, we're doing municipal.
Municipal, Andy?
Yeah, I was going to say something else.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, help us put the chairs back where you guys got them.
Yes.
That'll help.
Awesome. Well then, guys, give yourselves one. All right, we're going to do all the chairs first, and then we're going to get the team pictures. That's what I'm going to film. Nice job, guys.
I'm not even considering the job anymore.